Alright, beer tubers, time for another Homebrew Wednesday. Today I'm going to look at a beer that Jamison left with me while he visited out here for San Diego Beer Week. This is his Ginger Juniper beer. And he said for me to drink this one before I drink his William Wallace Scotch Ale, since this one, according to him, was starting to maybe fade a little bit. So yeah, no problem, yeah. We will try this for today's homebrew. A lot of carbonation on there. Appearance wise, it's hard for me to get the light. Let me see if I can turn this light on here. That doesn't help too much. Kind of reddish notes, very transparent, like a slightly brown, kind of off-white head. I don't know, light's not very good in here right now, but let's get the aroma on it. Oh yeah, it smells good. I definitely get the ginger more than the juniper berry, but definitely some like breadiness in there, caramel sweetness. He sent me the just the most of the recipe. He used a bunch of pale malt, 2 pounds of Crystal 60, pound of Crystal 90, 4 ounces of chocolate malt. USO5 yeast, 4 ounces of raw organic ginger, and 1 ounce of raw organic juniper. So yeah, there's a little less juniper in here, but juniper can be pretty strong. Definitely has some sweetness. Definitely get a, I don't know, maybe it's just my nose is focusing in on the ginger right now, but let's give this thing a try. Cheers. That's nice. We said it wasn't going to be very sweet, and it's not. I'm a little surprised. Yeah, not completely surprised. According to him, the ABV is 7.2% ABV, which is pretty much a Jamison session beer, more or less, considering the stuff he brews. So, sorry, man. I gotta give you. We gotta keep giving you crap about that, but that's awesome. 7.2%. Cannot taste any alcohol. A lot of really fresh ginger character, bready caramel notes coming through in the back end. He just sent me a recipe. He's going to try to do like a ginger snap recipe. I mean, you're sort of in the ballpark with this one. I mean, the malt character has that kind of bready sweetness that you want, and the ginger's apparent. It's been a while since I've had a juniper beer, which, if I remember, juniper sort of has that, you know, it's like a piney berry kind of character. I think it plays well maybe with the bitterness, whatever you bittered with, which you didn't mention, but there's definitely enough bitterness in here to keep it pretty balanced. It's dry on the back end. And like I told Jamison I was going to do, I'm going to do a food pairing. I'll be taking a look at some Trader Joe's triple ginger snaps. These things are made with fresh, crystallized, and ground ginger, and I thought it might pair really well with this beer. Based on what I'm tasting, I think it will, because these are some good cookies, and they have a good ginger character to them. So try one of these. These nice little chunks of ginger in there. Almost like a candied ginger. You get a lot of that in the back end as you eat them, but see how the beer pairs with them. Huh, very interesting. I've experienced this a little bit, and I've read about it, certainly. This is a great example of the fact that you have two dominant flavors coming together and they clash and eliminate each other. I'm actually starting to pick up more of the juniper berry notes. Yeah, it's really weird how that works. The ginger in the beer kind of fades away, even though it's one of the more prominent characters in the beer with the cookie. So very interesting. They do really work well together, except for that sort of cancellation. Because they have breadiness, they have some sweetness. The caramel notes play well with the cookie. Just the ginger kind of cancels. That is really interesting. I'm glad I did this. We're trying, if you get a ginger beer, maybe if there's too much ginger, actually pair it up with the ginger cookie. It might tone it down a little bit. Not that his beer was over the top. I think you have the right amount of ginger. Maybe you'd want like a touch more of the juniper berry in there. Maybe next time, but who knows? Who knows how this was fresh and all that? But I'm really enjoying this one. Week of Thanksgiving. No major plans. Going to try to brew on Friday. That is, if I can get some yeast. The day you're watching this video on Wednesday. If I can get my yeast and yeast started going, because I'm going to do a big imperial stout. So if I am going to brew it up on Friday, I'm going to want a nice big, like 2-liter starter for it, at least. So if I can't get the yeast going by Thursday night, then I'm just not going to brew it up on Friday, because I got to have that yeast starter for 10+% imperial stout. So we'll see how that goes. If not, well, I'll try to brew the following weekend, which unfortunately means I'll miss brewing in November. Excuse me. Carbonation coming up now. I was trying to brew once a month the entire year. Actually, I already think I did miss a month, but I did do a couple months where I brewed twice, so maybe that kind of makes up for it. My goal is to try to do 11 beers this year, which is a lot for me. I had been brewing maybe at best every other month. At one point, I was, early on, I was probably brewing once every 5 to 6 months. So I've been trying to brew more often, get better at brewing. Now that I have keg setup going, that kind of helps out. But right now, my IPA with 100% New Zealand hop IPA is still on draft, and I still have my porter going. And maybe in a video I'll do a blend of those two. I'm really curious about blending dark beers with top of your beers. Maybe try a blend of that, see how it will work. But a lot of beer still left, so it's going to wrap up this Homebrew Wednesday with Jamison's Juniper Ginger Ale. Yeah, really enjoying it, man. Nice beer, 7.2%. Can't taste it. That's kind of dangerous type of beer, but try it with a cookie if you ever can get some these. These are actually awesome cookies. These ginger snaps from Trader Joe's, so I recommend those as well. So that's it. Till next Wednesday. Cheers.